Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Give me a minute. We're just gonna let everybody fill on in into the building. Greetings to the family. Peace and love. Peace, peace, peace. All right. This is part 2, part deuce of our conversation that we had earlier. We will be bringing our good brother Blue Pillar 44 into the building today. So stay tuned for that. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody coming back on deck with us, returning and whatnot. You smell me? Give me a warm, and then let me put these descriptions and stuff together. How's the audio? Is the audio good? Let me know how the audio was coming in. Please let me see me.
To this day!
All of that good.
To this day!
Are we live, family? Are we good? How's the audio? That part. Uh-huh. Man, what? All right, let's get to it. All right, all right, all right. All right, let's do this roll call. Let's get this roll. Let's get it. Just get this shit. Let's get this shit. All right, here we go. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 love and light. Welcome to part 2. Yeah, round 2 of Third Eye Fridays with your host, Brother Red Pill, reporting live and direct. All right. We are going to be welcoming our guest for the evening, the brother Blue Pillar. We ain't gonna be here for too long. I don't want to hold y'all for too long, but I do want to bring the good brother through so he could come through and do what he does best, and that's bring that cloth talk, that sauce and whatnot. So we're just waiting for the good brother to arrive. While we wait for him to arrive, what I'm finna do is I'm going to do the roll call. I'm under the assumption we may have some new people in the building. So let's do this roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Shout out to Cocoa, Florida. Cocoa, Florida. Peace to Cocoa, Florida. Who else is in the building? Who do we have in the building tonight? Shout out to Cocoa in the building. I haven't been to Cocoa, Florida yet. I don't even know if I heard of it, but nonetheless, shout out to Cocoa. You know what I'm talking about? Sin City, all right. Seattle, okay. Sanford, Florida. Rising power to Trayvon Martin. Massachusetts, New Jerusalem, all right, Harlem, yeah, Invest Fest, ATL in the building, Pomona, California, Tucson, Arizona, Rome, Georgia, Babylon, London. All right, what up, bruv? London in the building. Spartansburg, DC, Indiana, Louisiana, the Tremont section of the BX. Brr, brr, brr. Shout out to Tremont section, South California, SoCal. What up? Baton Rouge up in this things. BR. Shout out to Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? It's a little dangerous out there. Shout out to Baton Rouge. Mhm. Charlotte. All right. Shout out to Charlotte. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Maryland. All right. So, Maryland, DC, and Maryland, we are going to be in your part of town. We are going to be in your part of town coming up very, very soon. We will be there this month, all right, the month of August. Tentatively the 21st, which is lands on a Sunday. We're gonna be at Everlasting Life. Everlasting Life is in Capitol Heights, and the owner of Everlasting Life is a good brother who goes by the name of Dr. Baruch, and he will be bringing me and Blue Pillar to the DMV area August the 21st at Everlasting Life to continue our Facts Initiative campaign. So we will be there presenting the Facts Initiative campaign and the Pillar Prophecies. That will be 2 days after our Richmond, Virginia date. We have a Richmond, Virginia date, and we'll be pulling up to Rich Mound. We call it Rich Mound, Virginia. Let me get the flyer so I can show y'all the Rich Mound while we wait for Blue. So the Rich Mound, Virginia is going to be, that's going to be kind of lit. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sir Bay and all of the fam that's out there and whatnot. We getting a lot of good feedback on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to show y'all something too. This is special. You know, I don't share everything with everybody, but you know, why not share it with the YouTube audience? You know, I like to put y'all on to what's going on and shit before I let everybody else know. But give me 1 minute. Let me upload that. But yeah, Richmond, Virginia, that's gonna be lit. Shout out to Survey. Shout out to everybody who's been contacting us, who already got their tickets and they're very excited that we're coming out there and whatnot. Salute to y'all. They always show a lot of love in the DMV area. You know, I'm not gonna question it. I know what it is. You know what I mean? You know, it's similar to the hometown. You know what I'm saying? And we've been coming out there for years. You know, quiet as kept. We've been doing DMV for years now. You know what I mean? The good brother Jabari, he's a barber. Reality Speaks, I believe, is his platform. He brought me out to his spot in Baltimore, and they showed a whole lot of love. And this he supported. He helped me put on Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah Part Two in 2016 and whatnot. And I've been rocking with the good brother ever since. So shout out to you, Jabari, wherever you at out there. Salute to you and your family. And I look forward to pulling up on you in Baltimore very soon as well. You know, it's been a minute since we hit B more and shit. But yeah, we're gonna do the DMV, and it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. It's a lot of information that we've been compiling. Facts Initiative is solution based. So I'm really aiming for, you know, this is not a lecture. We're not necessarily coming to the DMV or Richmond, Virginia to do a lecture, right? We have to know the difference between lectures, presentations, and workshops. They're completely different, because I say that in foresight, because I don't want people to anticipate something that they're not going to receive. You know what I mean? Like you pulling up somewhere, anticipating one thing and receiving something completely different. So when you want to, if you want to hear a lecture, if you are in lecture mode, if you're ready to receive information that's disseminated from me or Blue Pill in the form of a lecture, then this upcoming Monday, right, at the hours of 7 p.m. Eastern, right, that's important as well. Because I remember doing something with A.A. Rashid a few weeks ago, and people were under the assumption we were both in LA together, and for somehow some way people were under the assumption that we were going to be on Eastern time, and that was further from what it was. We were on West Coast time, so this is East Coast, of course. So for the hours of 7 p.m. to about maybe 10 or 11, me and Blue Pill will be doing a live lecture in Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia, Buckhead. And it's also going to be live streamed around the world to our audience who is tapped in from all corners of the planet. And that will be When in Rome, Give Back to Caesar. When in Rome, Give Back to Caesar. And that's what we'll be building on tonight and whatnot. So if y'all are in the mood, or if y'all are in the business of tapping into a real life lecture and whatnot, that's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's for you, and we will not let you down. All right. So without any further ado, I'm going to open up the line for my guest, my partner in crime, none other than the twin pillar, Blue Pillar 44, aka Po Pablo, aka Blue Orleans, in the building and whatnot. So Blue Orleans is in the building. He will be pulling up as soon as he, accepts that invite. Let me go ahead and get this flyer up. Were y'all able to see the trailer for Herbal Prophecies when I got off of this? When I got off of the first show, I dropped that. Dropped a link. Give me some feedback on that. I want to hear some feedback. All right. So this is the flyer for the 19th. All right, in Richmond, Virginia. Me and the brother Blue Pillar in the building and whatnot. We will be in Richmond, Virginia, doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, I really look forward to dapping it up, chopping it up, shooting the good, what I mean, chopping it up the good way, breaking bread, you know what I'm saying, and seeing some of my brothers and sisters who I haven't seen in a while, and also meeting some people for the very first time who have the privilege of seeing me on YouTube, but I don't have the privilege of seeing you. That's sort of like you know what I mean? Like, we look forward to shit like that. You know what I mean? Don't underestimate that. Now, this right here is what I was gonna show you. Are y'all ready for a beverage with the red pillar? Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if y'all ready for that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if y'all prepared for the beverage, for the red pillar iced tea and whatnot. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hemp Lades. You feel me? Shout out to my good brothers at Hemp Lade. We got a hemp flavored iced tea, and your brother Red Pill. Mama, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Cherry lime, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
To this day. To this day.
Mama, I'm finna be a drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna be a drink. I was a whole snack, but now I'm finna be a drink. You know what I'm talking about? So look out for that. I'll make the announcement when that's dropping. But yeah, that's a good look right there.
That's not the only drink. That's not the only drink manifestation that you should be able to speak on. You also had another drink.
Oh man, I got the hottest drink in Buckhead right now. Let me not even forget about that.
To this day. To this day.
When y'all come to the spot, when y'all come to the lounge, when y'all come to the Royal Chamber, my geniuses, you're going to get your mind blown, like get your palates together, because They whipped up some concoctions with me and his good brother Blue Pill. And I promise you, like, I'm not just out here trying to sell y'all some now alcoholic beverages and whatnot. This shit right here,
Here,
the red pillar and the blue pillar drink. The red pillar got watermelon in it, and blue pill is that blueberries?
yeah,
Blueberry mojito, right?
yeah,
With the mint leaves. That shit is banging until mine came along. I was lit off of that.
yeah. I mean, a watermelon mojito is different. Because again, not only is it banging in terms of its consistency, but it does something that other drinks have really failed to do. Nobody's really captured watermelon and made it like do the thing it's
Spritzy.
do. Yeah, like
Right.
failed that many a times. You
Right.
feel
They did feel that many a
it,
times.
this particular drink, it do something different.
It do. Elliot
Watermelon,
Spritzer. Yeah.
it, it the aftertaste of it, the way that it leaves a particular thing with you. You feel me? It's kind of a dope experience. And again, y'all, these drinks, like literally after the first sip,
You feeling it.
you feeling it.
Because these are infused drinks. I forgot to mention that. My bad. These are non-alcoholic infused CBD
From the
drinks.
gate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brit
from the gate. And the feeling of it is not like drunk or woozy because it's infused, it's igniting endocannabinoid system. So it's making you feel great and
yes.
good and happy. So
Yes.
everybody is just like in a euphoric, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
elevated
they're feeling euphoric on it.
state.
Like Brittany Rayner couldn't drink this mocktail in Russia because it got CBD in it. You know what I'm talking about? They can't, you know what I mean? Like we could drink this in Buckhead, but we can't drink it in Russia. That's weird because isn't Russia somewhere where like young people drink alcohol? That's like, it's almost mandatory in Russian culture. That
Yeah,
vodka is like a staple.
vodka is a staple, you know what I'm saying? Vodka is a staple. And you would think that because they're such big producers of wheat, you feel me? That fermentation of that creates, whatever that is. What comes out of fermentation of wheat? Is it rum or something? Whatever the shit is. No,
Right.
whatever that is, they be on it. So we know that Russians are synonymous with having a high tolerance, you know what I'm saying, for alcohol consumption.
Right. Because I don't know if people are, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but I don't know if people are familiar with, why the sister Brittany Rayner in Russia is being held. One would say that she got caught with cannabinoids or she got caught with marijuana, but no, it was a vape pen with CBD.
Mm.
This is CBD based that they're holding her. This is her. She got 9 years for a CBD vape pen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is all political.
Oh yeah, we talked about that in the first part. I explained why it's political and why we're not going to give it our energy and have outrage, but not because
it's political in one sense, and then it's also esoteric in another sense. And
explain.
I've never shared it on this program per se. I did lightly touch on it at the end of my Law 44 lecture. It was a mantelpiece that I had that I wanted to get into, but I had, I had cut because I went over time. So that was a part of it that I didn't get to really accentuate it.
Right.
And I'm really saving it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it already has progressed, you know what I'm saying? And going to another level. So what she represents is at the time of, her quote unquote arrest, it was also around the time that Putin went into the Ukraine. So this was around February 23rd, 24th. That's when the news of her incarceration simultaneously also came about. And
Right.
we unanimously demonstrated and showed that
Right.
War 44 event, that was a you know, straight off 44 energy of February 22nd,
Right.
22, this sort of release again by the Polaris, by the North Star, Kanye West, right? Executive produced by Future, you know what I'm saying, on the US's Pluto return, which was 222,
Right.
right?
That
And
portal.
that portal opened up, he did that concert, and the concert ended with a very discordant energy, very dysfunctional. Demon Time took over and they threw the energy off, right? And then it was like explosions and shit, right? It was
Real
very
quick. Real quick. I'm sorry. For anybody that didn't see the performance that Blue is referring to or referencing, it was on 2/22/22. And at the end of his performance, he brought out the baby, right? Not little baby, the baby. He brought out the disgraced death metal rock star Marilyn Manson,
Mhm.
and he also brought out another figure. He brought out Playboy Cardi, who was in he was basically in like a Joker face paint type of thing. And then he brought out the king of New York, Brooklyn drill, Fabio Foreign, right?
Who coined the phrase
Who
demon?
coined the whole demon time phrase. So the music started messing up, the sound started messing up. All of them niggas didn't know their lyrics. It was like a shit show towards the end of it. And many people reported, you know, who were watching it live, they was just like, yeah, the shit was the energy and frequency was up towards the beginning of the show and the middle, but it completely tanked towards the end and it got
Mhm,
low. And then the house caught on, you know, he had this house set on fire, which would be a depiction of his mother's old house, right?
mhm. Right. Looked like a church.
So, real quick, King Simon is saying she is a Libra and her birthday is 10/18, right? Which is a 9. And Putin is also a Libra, 10/7. The numbers 9 and 7 are a challenge to each other. 2022 is a 6 year of the Libra and Taurus, both positive and negative. So we
Right.
have a cosmic dance taking place as well.
Right. So again, you know, what I bore witness to is at that time that the escalation began, which was again to me in my observation, it was that battle, that 44 battling that 144. That's what's taking place. You know, that 8 going to that 9. This going from a physical dimensionality existence to something that's more ethereal, spiritual based, right? What people call, yeah, we're going into the 5th dimension. We got to leave the 4th dimension. You got to go through that, which is time and space. You have to master time in order to do that and understand that it's impossible for you to stand there and say that time don't exist and you physical matter. This shit is the craziest thing ever, right? Time
Right,
matter is the evidence of time, and vice versa. Time is the evidence of matter.
right.
Feel me? Look at them fucking babies,
Which
right?
ones?
The ones that grow, nigga.
Oh, okay.
Your baby,
Your phone is
your
breaking up because
children,
you're talking about my
right? Convince
babies.
them the time don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
try
yeah, yeah,
convincing
yeah.
them the time don't exist.
Yeah,
It's
that's right. Time exists with them babies, man.
right. Don't feed them. Try convincing them time don't exist. Buy them a pair of shoes that they're gonna stay in it. Right. That's evidence of time. You feel me? So
Right,
we're making these observations, and you have to understand. I was in Phoenix at the time, right?
right, right.
And I'm making these observations. I had did the brother Sauce. I did a program in his, I think on the 23rd or the 24th. Remember that discordant energy towards the end that was thrown off, same as with the Kanye concert. Remember?
Wait, say that again.
Remember when we did the Sauce, the young guy, he had a clubhouse.
Yeah, when?
It was on February 23rd or 24th, one of them days.
Okay.
Right. I think it was on a Wednesday, so it was the day after Tuesday. So it was the next day.
It was the day that Putin and them went to war with the Ukraine. The 23rd.
That show was about the 44. I was laying out the 44, but then the 3 God.
Oh, and then the 3 God came.
The discordant energy came
50.
where this individual came with that particular energy and then reemerged, because I had never heard that phrase until afterwards. I'm like, who's this? Feel me? And then they went to war that night, right? Literally, right? They went to war. And again, Russia is a country of 144 million people, and Ukraine is a country of 44 million people. At the time, the president of Ukraine was 44 years old. And you could just Google Ukraine and 44 and see how many stories gonna pop up. Like that number is all over this war. I mean, all over it. And I was given all them slides explaining that, leading into this Brittany Rayner story, because back then my observation at the time, I was getting my human design done for Mugen. And me and Mugen understand there's this concept called the cross of the Phoenix that represents a time shift that's going to take place in 2027, where ethereal would be considered to be, you're going to go from 9-strand beings to 12-strand being, right? And this process is already.
Hold on. Your phone was breaking up. I'm sorry. You might have to repeat that because your phone started chopping. Right after you said.
I said.
Go ahead.
After.
Huh?
I said the process in 2027, right? It's a human design process. The background frequency of this universe changes its frequency, right? The background frequency of this universe is what's holding this universe together, is what's having you experience dimensionality and believe that it's real, right? It's the background frequency that's holding everything together. That background frequency is going to alter, change, and shift come 2027, when we go from 9-center beings to 12-center beings, right? People are still stuck in the concept that they are 7-center beings, right? Hence the fact that we talk about 7 chakras and all of that.
Yes.
We 9-center beings, right? And we are shifting to a 12-center being dimensionality. And that's when the background frequency is going to change and shift, right? And things are going to go upside, like inside out.
It's already doing it.
Right?
Slowly, it's already doing it.
And when this was explained to me, and taught to me in 2012 by a brother named Brian, who we had on KTL plenty of times, who was the human design master at that time. He told me back in 2012, he said, evidence of this is going to be the change in communication of the children that are born, right? They're going to be more on the spectrum, more on the autistic side, not only autistic, but less communicative. They're not going to be very wordy, you know what I'm saying? Short on the words, pretty much, just dealing with this reality, just the pads and the phones and things of that nature. Not too much communication, really not concerned with history at all. They're presently present. The only thing that matters to them is what's going on now. They don't give a fuck about the past. That has nothing to do with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't even, these are not the children necessarily that you're going to be able to educate on the history, and that ain't them. They're presently present. You know what I'm saying? They're moving with the wave and emotion. And that's the communication and the conversation that they speak. And it's more autistic than anything. And I'm seeing that shift. Because I be getting the medical research papers, I'm seeing what's being said, how they're like, the increases are coming.
Right.
And things that are happening on a biological scale that they can't explain, these different gene mutations and things it's so much shit that is happening on a gene level right now in science that they cannot explain.
Could we talk about the whole thing with the pigs and the cells before we forget?
I'm gonna definitely get back to that, right?
Yeah.
So the cross of the Phoenix deals with this particular placement that pretty much anybody who deals with human design at a level, you know what the cross of the Phoenix is. So when we saw Brittany Rayner and he ran the charts, it exactly was that, because when you run the charts of this particular battle that I told him to take the birthday of Ukraine and take the birthday of Russia and do the human design on the country, because this is what was taught to me by Brian, right? Because
Right.
we was utilizing human design in
Right.
sports, right? We
Right.
was
We just
doing
had 11-11. Yeah. Yeah. That the portal was the 11-11. We just
yeah.
it's 11-12. But go ahead.
So yes, we were utilizing this particular science. He got up to 90% perfection rate in terms of the teams, how he was able to take teams' human designs and then, make observations and look at them based on that particular, you know what I'm saying? You coalesce it to that and then stretch it out and deal with each player. You do it like a xylophone. You feel me? It's a science to this. If you want to apply it, depend on, how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. But nonetheless, the cross of the Phoenix is represented in this particular engagement, this war that's taking place. So this war possibly is going to go nuclear, and that these aspects are going to become the things that mutate, you know what I'm saying, this particular being to become the 12th center being that we are destined to become. Right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Look, a 12th center being is as simple as there's evidence already to showing if you get a third DNA strand activated, right? If you become 3-strand as opposed to 2-strand, what did I say on the show last time? How many letters are in a strand?
3.
No. Again, I ain't say how many letters was in DNA. I said in a DNA strand, how many make up DNA, right? It's 4 letters.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay.
4, 4, 4. You feel me?
In the 3 strands. Right. So
Yeah. It's, you're just becoming, this
12.
is exactly the Aquarian age is about going from a 33 frequency to a 44 frequency, but more importantly, a 144 frequency. You know what I'm saying? That's the graduation, because that's how you got to transcend time. Time is a construct of 44 based on the representation of 12. You know what I'm saying? 12 plus 12 is 24, and 12 times 12 is 144, right? There's 24 hours in a day and 1,440 minutes, right? When you condense 12, 1 plus 2 is what?
3.
Right? So what is time, right? 33, because you got 12 and 12, and you got 3 and 3, and 3 plus 3 is what?
6.
Right. So 6 represents what in the elemental scale?
What does 6 represent on the elemental scale, you said?
Yep.
Carbon?
Right. So if time itself is matter or carbon, how can time not be real?
Hold on.
And why do you think that they represent time with the square or the cube and also Saturn?
Right. The tetragrammaton, when it's represented by the 4, by the square, is that any correlation?
Yeah, the 4-letter word of God is also a 44 anagram because it's 26. But when you separate 26 in half, what you get?
13.
And when you add up 13, what you get?
When you add up 13 to what?
1 plus 3 equals what?
4.
All right.
Okay.
So is that not 44 staring right back at you?
Facts.
Right. But And that's just to say it's a square or a cube, but that's how it's presented even in Hebrew, right? The tetragrammaton, is it not represented as a cube?
Of course.
Metatron's cube at that.
Metatron's cube, yeah.
So, I mean, you know, again, all of these things, you know, speak to the the perfection of these divine mathematics. You know what I'm saying? And having that ability to have put time in the box and master time. Like when you understand it for what it is, you know what I'm saying? You could really start manipulating it. You can make it slow down. You can make it speed up. So we're going to speak about what happened last Friday, and then we're going to talk about what happened the Friday after that. And again, it's impossible for me not to talk about myself because I'm not going to talk about news that's external to me. I observe everything in my life through my eyes. And if it's not related to me, I can't even put it into my reality. Right. So I'm looking at something, I'm looking for myself in it, or it's impossible for me to be spending time because I'm on an eternal quest to know thyself. So I have to find myself in any and all things. That's the challenge that I made to myself. That's a challenge you should find and establish with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because people get lost, mystified in somebody else's journey. I'm reporting my journey because I couldn't tell nobody else's. But in my story, hopefully you can see similarities, similitudes, and ways in which you can now implement you putting your vision on everything that you see to find yourself in it.
To this day.
So last Friday is registered now in history as the shortest day ever. Right? That's an anomaly. According to them, can't explain it. It's undefinable. It's one of those things, right?
Yes.
We're so busy.
What day specifically last week?
It was the 29th, Friday. The day that we hosted the Return of the Gods, the opening ceremony, our very first booked event at the Royal Palace.
With the rap event?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Short ass day.
But also, I packed so much into that day and I executed perfectionally that I mastered time on that day as well. It was the illest challenge. Right. My baby right here, she'll tell you. From when we got up to the ending, Friday was the illest. You feel me? Challenge after 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 challenge. Non-stop. Right? Coasting every hurdle though, all the way to the point that by the end of the night, a horse shows up.
All right, man. You should have called me downstairs for that, bro.
A horse shows up, and the brothers from Brownsville, Brooklyn, with the 6 shooters on his hip.
A whole damn horse, family. Hold on, y'all. A whole damn horse showed up to our grand opening out in Buckhead in Atlanta. A nigga in a horse, bro. With two 6 shooters on his hip.
Right. He came and bodied. He destroyed the whole concept of what a cowboy is. I will never.
He corrected that. Yeah, he corrected that.
Go anywhere near that concept, phrase, or term. Feel me?
Facts.
We are horsemen. Polo horsemen at that.
That part. Yeah. Big. Yeah.
To this day, what my rap at?
Big horseman energy. How about that?
Yeah. So.
And Philip, my name in Greek is lover of horses, because Lord knows I love me a horse. And Blue Pill's name in Greek is, are you the smother of horses? Are you what's your horse thing?
My name means horse, period. Nigga, watch your mouth.
Oh, your name means horse? Like your name actually means horse?
Yeah.
And I'm the lover of horses?
Yeah. So
I'm supposed to love you, bro?
Yeah.
That part. Oh, man. That's a sweet moment.
Yeah, this is your assignment. Life is built into your name. You love telling niggas how Red Pill is built into your name, right?
Yeah.
you don't know what the love of horses means is that you're supposed to love your brother like your brother, and that's your life lesson.
Who was on part 1 of this show? What did I do for Blue Pill in terms of giving that man his flowers? You know what I'm talking about? Can y'all please, because I don't want to be the one to say it, because we got witnesses and things. Nah, I'm just saying, relax, slow down, horse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, start galloping and whatnot. Slow your horses.
Niggas violate. Hold on, I got something for you.
But But I told them, I explained to the audience how that Blue Pill was the one who gave me the red pill. Like Blue Pill is the one who enlightened me. You feel me? I gave you your flowers. You feel me? So that was love. You know, that was love. That was genuine. So, you know, I got forever love. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
To this day. To this day.
This nigga went and did Mr. Rogers on us. Hold on.
Hold on. Calm down, yeah. Come on, you talk. I'm a different type of.
You on a different type of time, man. Y'all gotta excuse that, man.
Don't talk salty to Pablo. Thou shalt not, yeah. Thou shalt not disobey Pablo. Let's talk.
This nigga got my hands tied. I can't even talk greasy to this nigga. He got a fucking fish hat on. Like, what we doing? I gotta be obedient now. What are we doing?
Let me go back to last Friday, right? I had footage when we pulled up to the club. There was a monsoon over the club, bro. When I say there was a cloud ship that was the size of like, and I got all the footage of this, right? Got all this footage. The rest of the sky was clear. You feel me?
It was just over the club, huh?
Over that area, right? That whole wing. And then it just started, we turned into Bennett, came to the club, came through the back. A girl says she seen the lightning strike hit the branch. Boom! Right in the back.
What? You didn't tell me that.
That shit looked like it hit the fucking food truck.
Yeah, like near the food truck.
But you telling me that lightning struck in that area where we was shaking a leg, bro?
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Right.
This is at 5 o'clock. This is.
I guess y'all spared me those details. Y'all didn't want me worrying and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, mad stuff going on. It was hella busy. Nobody had no time for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was do or die. It was run and gun.
Type of shit going on. Challenges.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all kind of challenges going on. So, right, again, I catch footage when now I get to the club, I get to the back. It started downpouring the minute we get there, right? Go inside, mad challenges, jumping through hurdles, right? And then the night progressed. But prior to that, I had maxed my time in terms of like, I prepared food the fastest I've ever done it. I got up, went and got ingredients, came and cooked everything that was done like 3 o'clock. That was unprecedented. I mean, 3 pies, right? All of the chili, full batch of kale, full pot of chickpeas, and then my girl split half of the pot of the chili. Son.
Damn, why you was hurt?
Damn, bro. Look, before we forget, and thank you, Sir Real. 3 people got killed by the White House lightning strikes today. To this day.
To this day.
3.
To this day.
Bodies by the White House. And I'm looking to see if Kamala was one of them. I'm sorry, all of y'all. For the sorority ladies out there. I didn't mean to say that, but.
So, right. Spilled the chili, son.
You gonna repeat it?
Spilled the chili. I didn't know
Ugh.
that. Yo, Virgie, I'm gonna have to see you about
Award
that.
winning.
Yeah, man. Award winning chili got spilled it. Oh man.
Award winning.
She make up for that with that peanut punch though. That peanut punch redeemed her. You know what I'm talking about?
And she, you know, she was a trooper. She was like, she was willing to put her bid in to make good on it. But I'm like, we gotta pedal to the metal. I gotta beat at this particular time.
What happened that God made dirt? Dirt don't hurt. Ain't you a pope, nigga? You couldn't bless the chili? You couldn't put the cone on and bless the chili? God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt.
You're Virgo. I can't.
She got
cleansiness. Yeah.
I'd have told her just get in the whip. I'll be right back. And then I would have.
In the whip, okay. He called me out the whip for the chili. I was already in the whip to go. He called me out.
Put you out the whip. Damn.
And it fell. See.
But yeah, if there was glitching things happening on Friday like that. There was a lot of things getting dropped and broken all day.
Yeah, that part.
Glitchy. Friday was glitchy. Like I said, even though it was very accelerated, like I was in hyperspeed. And because I didn't slow down or stop, you know what I'm saying? I was able to jump through them hurdles and finally arrive at the end of the night after I had maximized all of them challenges. You feel me? Got everybody their food. Everybody got their drink. You know, everything moved. The DJ shit got a little weird, but you know what I'm saying? Other than that,
what happened with the DJ, man? I thought everything. What happened?
They was just pressing her. She didn't. She just knows how to do the Serato, so she wasn't able to download.
Oh yeah, because we were doing the rap challenge.
Right, so you gotta already have that stuff programmed. So there was a Wi-Fi issue. Then then it was she downloaded it, but wouldn't play. All of these glitches. It was a lot. Like I said, it was hella glitchy. Like I was to the point where I was like, "What is this? When the fuck is the Mercury retrograde shit?" Because all the technological shit was glitching. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yo, this is some weird ass energy." But again, accelerated, jumped through all of them hurdles all the way to the end of the night, where I was able to see, you know what I'm saying, the God on the horse and explain to me the concept of a horseman. You know what I'm saying? It's like the cowboys, it's the cow hands and the cow handles. That ain't none of us. We don't even fuck with cows. Like, we are horsemen. The horse is the most spiritual animal. It's a sentient being. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. You know what I'm saying? This is rites of passage right here. Like the horse is the horsepower. And me understanding what I'm understanding about the horse, I'm already understanding. So the Friday prior to that, I had went to the movies and seen the grand opening of Nope. And then this movie is all about the horse. And that's a 44 resonator movie. Even before he did 44 mil at the box office, it's 44s all throughout the movie.
Yeah. And they tap it into Scorpion King.
Off of the narrative of Mount Shasta with the cloud ships over the mountains of Cali swooping down. Like, I'm like, damn, they biting the whole script.
Oh, that's crazy. Hold on. So when I was in California, what you mean when I was in Los Angeles and I was I was staring at the mountains the whole time. Like I was like in the city, I'm downtown LA, but I'm looking at the mountains in the backdrop and I'm like, damn, why don't these Californians and people, why don't they focus on these mountains enough?
Yeah, facts. Joints is mystical. I don't know if they are intimidating or the hustle and the bustle factor just, you know.
I don't know if it just becomes a backdrop.
Yeah, or it's just, you know, just part of that misty, beautiful backdrop. Shit like Gogol 13 or something. But, you know, nonetheless, a week prior to that, the motif was speaking about space. You know what I'm saying? Now this week is speaking about time. Time and space are the main motifs ever since we experienced the great conjunction of 2020 between Jupiter and Saturn, or time and space.
Time and space, facts.
It's about time. 1 year it's about space. Last year was about time. I said last year, this year is going to be about space. It's been about space ever since.
Mm.
You feel me? So, well, we could say 2020 really was about time. 2021 had aspects of space in it very heavily. That's when they first allegedly, you know, pierced the barrier and went to space.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then they came out with Space Force.
All
Trump.
that. Yeah. So 2022 was really a consortium of both. They like neck and neck, but it's time and space together. We quantum. So you're experiencing this fourth dimension. Time is 144, space is 44. You know what I'm saying? You're in it. You know what I'm saying? The Aquarian equals 44. You have to go from Pisces 33 to Aquarian 44.
Mm.
I don't know why this shit is so difficult for people to understand at this point. The man who deals with space, 44, Elon Musk, 44, hella resonator 44, before the 44 billion with Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Gets in the mix only to renege and all of this stupid shit. They're ritualizing the fuck out of that number and that frequency. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to Mars 44. I mean, you know what I'm
The
saying?
red planet, right? The red planet.
Yeah, like, you know, Mars equals 44, Aries equals 44. I mean, you know, all of this shit. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is born on April 4th. Like, you know, and the atomic number of iron is 26. Again, going back to that Yahweh. But the elemental symbol of it is Fe. Phi. Woo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, they said that even in antiquity, they recognized Martian energy to be matriarchal.
Somebody says Mars has green on it. I want to address that because you know, I saw depictions of Mars with an earthly, you know, surface and whatnot. So what is my eyes doing when I point my phone to the sky and I'm looking at the red planet in my bare eyes and that shit is red like you feel me, like airplane lights. Like how does that happen? Because somebody explain that. You know what I'm talking about? Is that an illusion? Because you could point to the red planet and actually see it with the naked eye. You feel me? But I
So,
know
okay, what they saying that Mars is green?
Billy Carson was saying that Mars is green. It's the same color as the Earth, green, blue, brown.
They
And then
got
there was a photography, a photo, not a live picture, but like a photo that you know.
Huh?
Did he show the photo?
Okay, where was this at? I'm gonna check it out.
It was on Black Magic.
Okay, I must have missed that episode.
Yeah. Remember we were climbing Stone Mountain with Rich that time and we ran into somebody with a telescope and Rich was like, that's the same telescope that Billy got or that he showed on the show the night before.
Okay.
That was that show that I'm talking about. And that was the same telescope that he said that
Okay,
he
it was
was
black.
right.
Oh, I missed that show. I meant to catch it.
Right.
Thanks for me.
But
Yeah.
but I remember in specifically on 125th Street, right near Adam Clayton Powell statue, they used to have Columbia University students that would bring the telescopes out whenever there was full moons and whatnot, or any type of alignments, and they would allow pedestrians to look through the telescopes that were high powered, and we could basically see the planets and whatnot. Similar to how homie took out his phone when we was on top of Stone Mountain, and he had 100 zoom on his phone. I'm still looking for that phone because it wasn't an iPhone, but his phone was like a telescope.
Yeah, he zoomed in to the moon. Like you could literally see the pimples on the moon. Like
It was
real,
crazy.
like all of
He zoomed in on the moon and we saw like the circle moon. Then he hit some other button and that shit did 100 times other zoom. And this nigga was on the moon, bro.
was on it. Yeah.
We seen the craters, we seen everything right through his phone.
Facts.
Somebody said a Google Pixel. I don't know if it was a Pixel. It was an Android for sure. And it was crazy. I'm talking about, I've never seen no zoom on that shit. Like, I've never seen a zoom on a phone like that.
Yeah, that don't even make sense.
You know?
Yeah, shit
It
was a
was a somebody said it was a Samsung S22. Well, let me go and check that out.
yeah, yeah. It was a 20 something. No, one of the
It was
notebooks.
definitely something. Yeah, it was definitely Samsung 20 something.
Yeah, I'm finna holler at that.
You know, but anyway, let's get back on what we was talking about.
Yeah, so boom, going to the movie Nope, and the things that was dealing with. I don't even really saying, they didn't specify, and I don't think that they were attempting to say that this was outer planetary beings. I think that the reason that they put the emphasis on Shasta is that they're showing that these are interplanetary beings, and they're insectoids and geometrics, and you feel me? Like the shit that's in the sea and the shit that's in the earth. You know what I mean? Like those are conversations that people really can't no longer get around. That there's extra dimensional realities here. I be seeing some mermaid shit on IG that I'm like, yo, I can't say it's fake.
Right. You don't know if it's fake or not.
Yeah, like shit that y'all be believing, you know what I'm saying? Shit that people be going for, like they got a CGI Biden out.
And it's a bad CGI. It's a horrible deep fake of Biden out here cosplaying your president. They didn't even do good on the remix.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, people go for what they going for. It's a
it's a CGI and the CGI slow.
Oh, yo, it's
the CGI can't read. The CGI be he be stuttering like
terrible.
The CGI broke. Yeah, the CGI is broke. The shit horrible.
It's embarrassing.
Super embarrassing.
It's like these are the people that's about to squabble. You know what I'm saying? With the red giant, with the dragon. Like we really in Revelation times.
With the dragon, right? With the dragon and the bear.
So let's get back to this. This concept of Brittany Rayner again. Her situation is going to exasperate a political storm. She's going to become a hot button topic for the presidential race. And then there's going to be things that are going to be done, to somewhat ritualize her name, to martyr her, because she represents the Phoenix. She came from the Phoenix Mercury. The team that she came from was Phoenix. This is when we was in Phoenix, really enacting the spiritual and the physical aspect of the Phoenix rising. It's tied into the coin. It's tied into my name. Like my name in Gematria equals Phoenix rising. You feel me? So
right.
I went through mass ceremonial ritualistic shit out there on all of them fucking mounds and vortex points. I know what the fuck I was doing. I know how we was igniting and connecting on this Phoenix energy. And then I know what that meant when I seen them snatch her up. And I was like, okay, again, this is a war that's going to go about 5 years until about 2027 or 2029. You feel me? They're going to drag this shit out and it's going to escalate, and so it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. It's all political. It's definitely going to be a huge distraction.
What's going to happen?
and people is in their feelings for real on that about that whole thing. They got people emotional now.
And that's the point of it. It's hella show, it's hella emotional, but it's hella, biblical and scriptural. The Phoenix, they put the Phoenix in the cage. The Phoenix has to rise now. She's gonna become the rallying cry. And the geopolitics is also gonna fit into her sexuality. It's gonna fit into like you said, the topic of cannabis. It's gonna fit into mad different geopolitical issues. This is an international issue. It's also going to bring up the relationship of our historic relationship with Russians as well. and they have not been a aggressive people towards us, but this is a political move. They're playing politics.
Yeah, free to bro. Free to bro. But I said it on the first show, like, it's so political. You know what I mean? It's so many factors, like you said, her sexuality, she's considered now to be woke and left. She's a woke leftist.
Right. Yeah.
There's a war going on. Hold on. There's a war going on in that region, and the protagonist is Russia. I mean, and the quote unquote the people that they're fighting against, America is funding them to the tune of about, I think it's at $1 trillion damn near. They've been sending them over these $1 billion packages and helping them arm themselves. So why would anyone with a semblance of geopolitical knowledge be surprised at the quote unquote games that's being played? Did you see who Russia was like, we'll let her go if you free these slimes? They want an arms dealer and they want a convicted murderer for Brittany. You feel me?
Right. So those are the keys, right? Again, it's biblical, like it's very scriptural. People could say it's political, yeah, on the surface, but the essence of it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, this is politics. You know what I mean? This is a prophetic politics type shit taking place.
Right.
I mean, they're going for the jug. They like, yeah, give us our hardened criminals.
Right.
Right. For somebody who we hardened her into a criminal. Give us our hardened criminal for someone who we hardened into a criminal for something that's not even a misdemeanor.
That part.
CBD
niggas.
Right. But there are certain countries that are aggressive towards even hemp and marijuana. I don't know if Russia is one of them. But like, if you get caught,
apparently it is.
If you get caught in Japan with weed, everybody know you doing, bare minimum, they say like a 2 to 5. And there's other countries like that.
I thought them niggas in Russia got high. They just drink vodka? I thought they got high. Like, I'm surprised.
I have no idea. But we can't justify, what I'm saying, what their jurisprudence is. Because again, we know that this is political, and we know that there's a higher hand at play that's moving her as a chess piece, because she represents a shift that's going to take place, a cosmic cross of the Phoenix, right? Which is what this conflict represents on a human design level. And in the reading also said that Russia does not win, huh?
That's her team. She played for Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix Mercury, right? So what does that fallout look like?
With Russia not winning the war.
Not winning, yes.
That's a curveball.
And this is a long run reading. So, in the long run, you know what I'm saying? They are not victorious. So,
right.
There's going to be a lot of vacuums that are going to be created, but all of this has to bring about and exasperate, the days and the times and everything that is and shall has been promised is being delivered, and hence the fact that we're here tonight speaking about this upcoming lecture on Monday, and here in Atlantis, in the Archdiocese of Atlantis. That's the new shit.
The Archdiocese of Atlantis. I like that.
This is the Archdiocese of Atlantis, and I am your Pope, Pablo. And we will be doing the latest rendition of our critically acclaimed series, When in Rome. One of the most pivotal When in Romes that I did was January 23rd and 24th in Boston, Massachusetts. And the day that I did my When in Rome presentation, we created something that's called now the snowpocalypse, right? Where it started snowing out of nowhere. And this was happening often when I was going and performing, just like when Obama was running around the country on his campaign trail, and he would always leave weather storms in his wake, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was leaving snowstorms, places that I was going with this information, because a lot of it was tied in. I was using, my observation of different weather patterns as well, to explain the law of 44, because that shit was very predictable, the way that certain things were happening, because they was controlled by this lunar energy, and the lunar energy at that time was really being magnified by what's called the Th3rd blood moons, the 4 blood moons between April of 2015 to September, I believe, of 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope them dates ain't off, but yeah, nonetheless, it's a it's one of those things that's gonna create a necessary pressure to bring about an unpredictable result. You know what I'm saying? And she's a motif that represents a transition that we're all gonna have to go through, going through the cross of the Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the radiation background, the vibrational background, frequency that holds this dimensionality together is going to change. And it already is. Hence the fact that, all of this radiation, this extra radiation is already here. People are being mutated. You cannot deny that. You can't avoid it. Right. And then there's a level of solar mutation that's taking place as well. Right. The energy of that sun is intensifying. The neutrinos is acting up. You know what I'm saying? There's mad shit that's altering you at a genetic level and mutating you already, right? For those that will make the jump, you will become 12 centered beings, 12 strands.
Okay. Keep going.
So, they come, to really get the receipts, because I'll be a lot more technical and bring the receipts and the receipt books with me, because right now this shit could sound wild style, but do trust and believe that these are the pillar prophecies, and motherfuckers ain't steered you wrong yet, right? All this shit got receipts attached to it at this point. God damn it. Woo.
That's right.
So,
real quick, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Go ahead.
I don't want the wrath of the Pope. For everybody in the chat room, we've got about 500 in the building. I just dropped a link for our upcoming lecture on Monday with Pope Pablo and Brother Red Pill, Archbishop Red Pillar. The link for the tickets is right there in KTL University. If you're not familiar with doing a live lecture, but we're also live streaming it for the family, that's all of the KTL University students. But we're also opening up our doors, and we're welcoming the ATL family, the AT aliens, the KT aliens, to pull up on us, come and get some good food, come and get some good drinks, come and get some good music, and come and get some of that good cloth. You know what I mean?
Indeed. So, what I wanted to also state again, because we're talking about time and what happened on Friday, July 29th, right? It's a point in time, but it also is proof positive that people are not paying attention to time, because there's a book into the week, right? That made it anything but weak. It was a strong. It ended with the shortest day ever recorded. But how did the quote unquote week begin? What was July 25th? See, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yeah, that part.
Niggas the day after time, and
all right, the day, right,
and you breathe it, and this is just your daily observation, because you can see it with your eyes closed, You know what I'm saying? You can hear it with your motherfucking hands over your head. I mean, it's just what happened on a day at a time.
You saying what specifically happened? Like
Yeah.
what event?
Last Monday, man.
Last Monday. Oh yeah, we had Melanin Monday. Shit was lit. I don't know. You tell me, bro. What you doing?
Hope.
Oh, with the Pope going to Canada to publicly apologize, right? And to admit that they were behind the genocide of the Aboriginal Indigenous. These are children. These are they're talking about the Reformation schools where they discovered all of these quote unquote mass graves. And we're also speaking about the warrant that they have against the Queen, where she walked off with a gang of children on her visit and came back without the children in a fucking bib, my nigga. She's like, that tastes good. She went out with the children and came back without them. And then the children is forever missing. She was like, that tastes good. So they got a warrant out for her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to go get her and the woman to set up Emmett Till at the same time.
Fact, right? Right. So
yeah.
Again,
and the headdress thing. Address that. The headdress thing, because that was the that's the icing on the cake.
Yes, people's inability to see it for what it is immediately scream victim, right? Oh, I'm so emotional. Did the $5 this is what they were saying. This is not in my voice per se. $5 Indians sold us out and they put the crown on the Pope. But I'm like, nah. The day at a time, right?
Yeah. Talk to us. Enlighten us.
Quote unquote Mayan society by way of the Olmec. It's based on the Olmecian calendar, which is your calendar, who are your people. These conversations that are being had about who was here first or who came on a boat or what have you, you are all, you can all trace yourself back to some influence of the mother continent and some intermingling of these particular cultures. But when you were here, right, and you brought great civilizations to this particular continent, you traveled all the way up as far as they're able to prove, as far as up as Washington, D.C., they have found evidence of Olmecian culture, right? So our people spread, you know what I mean, and all Mississippian culture, not all of it per se, but a great deal of it has been able to identifiably trace back to, copper tone melanated tribes. So we know that the history in this land is vast. We know that it's deep. The rivers run deep. We understand that. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, the lies still continue and people are unable to see themselves in these narratives, because again, the spell is very thick. So there's people that are like right in the thick of it that can't even see it for what it is. You know what I mean? They can't even see themselves as like
Facts.
they'll see melanated people dressed up in beads and feathers and be like, oh, they out there pretending to be Indians in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. Right?
Yeah, that's Riri.
So it's like, this continuation of for whatever reason, people's inability to see things, past whatever the surface is. When we look at the Pope, what he represents is the vicegerent on this planet to quote unquote God, or whatever God that they pray to by way of the Vatican, by way of the Roman Church, right?
The Holy See.
The Holy See. So he is the Godhead, or he is a head of state.
Is it called
right?
the what?
Yeah, he's the vicegerent, right? He is the pontiff, but his connection to his Godhead is by way of his head or his crown. Hence
Facts.
the fact that his head or his crown houses the proclamation that he represents, right? That he is the Pope in this Piscean age. It's an age of belief and religion, right? So if ceremoniously that crown or that head of his has been interrupted, touched, and disrupted, right, by ritualistic feathers that represent on a day out of time, I would say that that's quasi-cultural energy because, right, that is the God of these particular Mayan beings that say what? This is the day after time for Mexim, all north, south, and central of Mexim. It's the land. The land is called Wakan. The spirit of the land goes throughout all of the land. And Wakan is a Lakota word. They said that those elders were somewhat Lakota.
Right.
Right. So
and Canada is America. Pardon me. It's the whole thing.
The whole thing. Americas is north, central, and south. Right. It's a very European concept to say that North America is America, as if this is the only shit that exists in America. And this is not it's not. And these people are not Americans. It's impossible. So, the Wakan or the energy or the creator that exists within this land, you know what I'm saying, was at work. And that's what I saw. I saw that a time came to an end because of the day at a time represents the ending of a calendar, and it's the 0 point day. It's the day that the most unpredictable things ever can happen. And that's what I said early that day. Like, wait on it. This is the day that something illmatic happens. And that day, ceremoniously, even whether those elders knew or not, Pope got decapitated. He got beheaded. They was able to touch his worry and disturb his connection or his field with his Godhead. They violated him and they put a head of feathers on him, right? And each one of those feathers are spiritually consecrated. We do not know what spirit runs ramshod through that head of crowns that was put on him, because Italy had to get it off and they had to put back the yarmulke.
Right.
Right. And I was dialoguing with one of my master teachers the other day who said that the secret amongst those in the know, they know that yarmulke and yamasi are not too. Okay.
Right.
So people
started breaking up with the Yamasi yarmulke thing.
Yeah, I bet I did.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that alone because I was actually asked that shit about. Anyway, people never speak about the Hebraic evidence that was found over here with the quote unquote natives, right? They got mad evidence, right?
Yeah, mad evidence.
Mad evidence that they was moving with that energy. You feel me? So, yeah, like I would beg to differ, and I would say that we saw the ending of a time happen, and the glitch happened right after that. Because I said immediately, I said, wait on it, right? That Wednesday, that Tuesday, every day afterward, I was like, yo, wait on it. You're gonna see evidence that there has been a time shift, a dimensional time shift just took place. I was like, y'all acting like you don't know what you just. Okay, you don't know what you just witnessed. Well, here's it. This is what you just looked at. And what just happened when he came back from his trip? What did he say? I just posted the video on my page. The Michael Moore podcast said that the nigga just came back and said that he's about to retire. And what did I say was about to happen?
That a Pope was about to get sat down. Pope Francis specifically. Because Pope Pablo was here.
Exactly.
You did say that. You did say that you about to sit a Pope down.
And because I sat one down before. We sat down Benedict.
Pause. Pregnant pause. Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Rat singer.
With the Moorish garb on, with the bear, right? Represent Polaris or little bear.
Right.
Right. So
He was ill with it.
Back then, that's when I realized that this information has physical effects in the ethereal realm, especially when you decipher, decode, and start defragmenting, right? Whatever construct that these people have in terms of whatever spell that they working with, that shit can be broken with the word. The word is powerful, right? And when you are able to take the word and transmute it in particular ways, when you give it interpretation, when you give it definition, when you give it imaginariums, right? When all of this is coming out of my imagination, right? Still, disclaimer,
Okay.
right? When you compound these things on one another, that shit is like an atomic bomb, bro. Because you're twisting worlds with words. You feel me? You're twisting worlds with words, and you're changing water into wine. Okay? Water is the word. Wine is when you interpret the word and flip it. You know what I'm saying? And you compound it by giving it meaning. You now giving it a different shape, a different geometry, a different weight, a different form. And then you start stringing that shit together like string theory with other concepts and other ways that you have figured out how to break through this motherfucking matrix. Because it's all mental. It's like when you figure it out, it defragmentizes, it just breaks. It breaks it up. It's no longer bonded. You know, you break the bond on it, bro. By on your word has to be, and your word has to be bond in order for you to punch through the fabric of time and space and break these particular spells. Your word has to be so bonded, right? That your proclamations, you have the superior claim. Because that's these spells are being held together, their words on pages that are treaties broken, you know what I'm saying, and lies spoken. That part. I'm gonna land my plane. Where you at? Don't go Black Mirror now, nigga. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Do not think that these people are impenetrable. If energy is what energy is, again, the concept and the conversation is always going to come back to whose magic is superior. And you got to live with that fucking answer yourself. And when you check up out of here with this feeling that your magic is inferior, you're going to have to answer, why was your motherfucking magic inferior? And why did you exist this long on Earth without perfecting it or doing something to make sure that you ante the fuck up before you check the fuck up out of here and left a mess for somebody else to clean up?
That's right.
But a nigga try to do a spell to give you deadwood in the community if his girl say that she look at your videos. Nigga like, yo, I'm gonna go make frog soup on this nigga. Right? Niggas always want to do the broken wrist black magic shit on one another.
Yeah. I mean, that's everywhere. That's in the streets. That's in the industry. That's in this community.
Where's your
that's
magic?
In politics.
So the systematic institutions to suppress you. Why not be falling out on their face like the motherfuckers be doing in China with the thing? Huh? Why your magic not hitting like that? You know what I'm saying? You saying that they magic superior if they got a spell on you that you can't get from underneath.
Yeah, niggas don't got smoke for white zaddy. But they got smoke. They want to do rituals on you if they girls staring at you or watching your videos.
That part, that's a weird position to take in life. You feel me? That's a weird position to take. And I hope that you catch yourself before you check up out of here with that disposition on your heart. Because your shit gonna be heavy as fuck. And you can become crocodile food and come back as a cockroach.
Or a gnat. One of the fruit flies that live for like a week.
Them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So when in Rome, man, be a fucking Carthaginian. And that's that. I'm not, I ain't going no further with this shit, man. Like, I ain't see this much activity dealing with the church ever.
Yeah, that shit picked up. I shit you not.
And I said would. I was like, watch this shit spiral and just pick up every day you're gonna hear about them niggas. And I'm putting my proclamations up. Like when I'm folding time on itself by showing you how to read the Bible, I nigga, I cracked the code. I'm like, nigga, line the verse up with the day. That's all you gotta fucking do. Go do it yourself. Right? Go do it yourself. See for yourself that there's a codex, there's a way that you can unravel this shit and even prove to yourself how to read it, because the shit, you know, like when they gave you the decoders and Ovaltine and you got to twist the letters and shit. I'm
Did you
sure
say Ovaltine, my nigga? Did you say Ovaltine?
I said Ovaltine. Remember the Ovaltine decoder? They had it in Christmas Story. Remember that?
Damn, this nigga showing his age, man. What are we doing?
Yeah.
This nigga said Ovaltine.
Throw me up something, baby. Yeah. Ovaltine. You know, you flip the decoder and shit, and you start seeing it for what it is. I'm saying all that to say that I beg of you, you know, listener, people out there, to prove to yourself, you know, finally for once, how to activate that book. Because that book is a book of spells, it's a book of magic. And the evidence of it is the fact, once again, that you still under that spell and can't get from underneath that magic. If it was so weak, if it was so false, if Jesus was so fake, nigga, how they got their fucking thumb on you still? How you under their foot? How you can't wiggle that shit? How you still don't got an answer in 2022? You ain't even get a fucking a letter of denial, let alone a refusal from them. You never sent the letter, nigga. Asking for your power back. And them niggas is out here blowing backs out to this day.
To this day.
And nobody dealing with them.
To this day.
Right? What type of juju they working with, bro?
It's a self-inflicted juju. People putting spells on themselves, like acquiescing and agreeing. This is an agreement spell.
Yeah. So that part is like, my ancestors just was like, nah, son. Nah. You feel me? Nah. No, they're too long. Too long with no smoke. Like the last nigga was Capleton. Come on now. Fuck. Like, this is some bullshit on the planet, bro.
Right.
Right? There is a operating document that is still on record as international law. The oldest piece of international law is the transmitting utility that gives power to this ideal concept of what we call white supremacy, global and galactic white supremacy, because these niggas is in a quantum race for space. This directly divested and tied into their concept of supremacy. It's called a supremacy. It's called a what it's called, space supremacy, right? They're racing for space supremacy at this time.
Yes, they are.
And that is the final frontier in terms of their race, right? Their species race, their race. So the Chinaman is racing the white man, right? Racing the Indian, right? To see who gonna get to space first and lock that down, quote unquote.
The caucasity. Right? Yeah, the caucasity.
And you know, it's all BS to begin with. It's all being run off of a false premise. And it's time to remove those false foundational premises that this shit is even built upon, so it can finally tumble. Like, these are the times when the energy that's needed and necessary to make that happen is present, and it's asking and calling to be directed and given instructions. You feel me? It needs aim and focus, nigga, laser focus.
Right.
You become the channel. You know what I'm saying? Utilize yourself as the channel through which this particular energy can manifest. That's gonna finally blow this shit over like a dandelion. And you can just do it by speaking truth, but being firm in your truth. You know what I'm saying? There's superpower in word sound power, just chanting this shit. Right? It's even better if you get you an audience, but go out into nature and let creator hear you. Right? Because that is the quickest conduit. Shit, the mycelium is going to travel and take it around the world. Instantaneous.
The forest is Wi-Fi. Nature, I tell people, nature is Wi-Fi. It's the real Wi-Fi. It's the real connection.
You preaching to fire. You talking to people whose ears are leaden, as they say in scripture. They have lead over the ears. They can't even hear you. It don't even penetrate. That's why niggas be standing there like, huh? You're like, fam. You hear nothing I said the last 5 minutes? Nah, not a damn thing. Feel me?
Right.
And you just know about his monkey urges and his monkey brain and his monkey mind. You know what I'm saying? Now they got monkey pox.
He just want to get some monkey pox. Ooh, they got one with that right there, bro. I didn't want to talk about it.
I didn't get it. I can't even get into it. Ooh. Ooh.
They got it. You know what I mean? They cooked one up with that one. Because niggas' vanity is not going to allow them to walk around with the mumps on their face. No. They'll take the no breathing shit. They'll be like, oh, I can't breathe. I can't smell or taste. I'll live with it. But you tell a nigga he gonna get bumps on his woody and his face? This one is gonna be a goodie. I'm getting ready. You know, get ready. They said that the PPP monkeypox loan is gonna be crazy.
I ain't missing this one.
I already registered 3 LLCs this morning. I ain't missing this one, y'all. We throwing it all at the wall. No, dead ass, because that's what the state of emergencies are. You know what I mean? That's going to allocate the funds. That's what the state of emergency. When you hear, state of emergency, national declaration, that's to allocate. That's to print some billies up.
Yeah. Funds. Yeah,
they about funds.
Have to open the faucet, you know, and let them dopamine receptors go crazy.
Niggas looking like they got pepperoni on their face. What are we doing? Make sure your barbers are wearing gloves. Nah, I'm growing my shit out. I mean, when you talk about no contact this time around, I'm gonna be walking around in a monkey suit. Niggas cannot touch me, bro. Like, there's no contact. Like, I ain't doing it.
And again, situations happen where, you know, we see the hand of man, but, you know, Allah is always the best of planners. So this next level of isolation might really be what some people really need, you know, to really level up and bump up their relationship with themselves, you know, or nature. Feel me? I know plenty of mountains I'm about to go to and get gone. Like, hella social. This social experiment was enough this time around. I'm like, oh, you gotta get these niggas distance.
Yeah, at this point.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's off. And
yeah, this is an off-gridder.
Something is terribly off. Like, you would be better of observing from a distance. There's a destruction of moral fabric and character taking place. I could tell that there has been a genetic altering, like at a genome level, at a subatomic genome level. I could tell that a switch has been turned off or something has been gone astray. Right.
Right.
Faculties,
I mean,
right.
Morality has been compromised.
Yeah. So the fabric is tie-dyed. Like, niggas done torn the fabric of time and space and tie-dyed it. Like, it's meshed and molded with some other shit. We are on the other side, as Travis. Last
Right. This is all post
And
Travis Scott.
seeing transdimensional entities running through crowds, and again, because of your willfulness to deny the shit that's right in front of you, but believe the other shit. You know what I'm saying? That really makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's like, what is God even gonna do with these niggas?
Upside down.
He
Yeah,
gave up on them.
yeah.
God
think-
auctioned these niggas off. He don't even want them.
He might have liquidated.
I think God sample sell these niggas.
Like the president, like
Somebody else got them.
not there. Yeah, that's a terrible CGI, and I think they might be CGIing for God too, because I think he moved on.
So when I hear smallpox, when I hear monkeypox, I hear smallpox. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like I'm reminded of that move and whatnot. You know, it don't even give me chicken pox vibes. I'm hearing smallpox.
That conversation is back in the mix. So it also seems like, yeah, when you unearth these conversations that have been buried in shallow graves, you bring the shit along with it. You know, when niggas started talking the Morris shit, when it picked up, niggas started talking about the earth was flat because we went back to 1492 again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you bring all of them concepts up with you. You unearth it all.
Right.
Oh, now we talking about people as Aboriginal, Indigenous. They really unearthing documents. Like a nigga could never say nothing to me again about, melanated Mississippian culture. You know what I'm saying? Or our people that really was, copper tone with them feathers. They have descendants that are amongst us to this day. That these niggas is doing they deep diving with their genealogy, bro. They got receipts.
Oh, no, they do. They going in. They shout out to
You,
all
you,
of the.
yeah, you stand up against these freight trains. These niggas is moving. They done cracked the code. They got hit with a whole different level of wind behind they wings. They nanas, they grandma, they big mamas, they ancestors.
Yeah.
Yeah, pulling for them because they're literally finding shit that's like unearthing so many. That's what I'm saying. On an ethereal plane, so many things are being changed and broken and reconfigured, and shit is just meshing and molding because they throwing out entire realities that they once were operating on that was faulty and based on lies. You know what I'm saying? And so many people have suppressed their own truths because they've been denied for so long. That ain't you. You crazy. Y'all niggas is trying to be da 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 da. You know what I mean? All of the mean spiritedness. You don't know these people. You don't know yourself yet, right? You don't know yourself. It's impossible for you to know who is and who ain't X, Y, and Z, right? But you believe the lies wholeheartedly. You take the shit hook, line, and sinker with no proof. But these people is pulling up a receipt saying, look, my people was here thousands of years. I got proof. Your story that you running, that's not my story. No fucking disrespect. But that ain't how it went over here. And then, having to be mindful enough to allow the people whose story that is to curate and protect their story and understand that there's a level of compassion that has to come with that understanding as well. But we end up nursing both parties who've been hit over the head by the Church of Rome. Right? They never get brought up in the conversation as responsible for your redress.
But that's what happens with infighting, right? I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but never in infighting have I ever seen both fighters jump the referee, right? So the infighting allows Rome and the doctrine of discovery and all the powers that be to slip through the side door while people in America fight with people in Africa, fight with people in the Caribbean, fight with, all of that back and forth shit. Right.
Yeah. So it's that divide and conquer.
It ain't no smoke going to the other side. None. It's just niggas is Mandingo wrestling.
Yeah.
Skittles.
And that's whack. It's weak, and it produces nothing. It produces nothing. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the condition that they want to see people in. They're very comfortable with that level of protest that people are just in their feelings, but nothing comes from that. So it's like, yeah, like there's a lot of just redirecting the energy and focus that needs to take place. And again, let me speak personally because I can't point fingers to tell nobody what they should be doing. I'm just like, yo, I'm almost certain by looking at charts and hearing people talk about, you know, who their folks is and where they came from and what they came here to do. I'm just like, yo, maybe this is for your ears. Feel me? Don't hesitate to find you a way. You know what I'm saying? Use your imagination, right? That's what the good brothers and sisters in the occult and Bobby and all of them told you, like, create your own rituals. Get into your imagination. You know what I'm saying? Make you a voodoo.
Facts.
You got to, nigga. Fuck that.
Facts. Look, I'm gonna reset the room, man. I want to see, by way of any emojis, who is gonna be in the building with us on Monday. This is just a prelude to what we bring in on Monday with our lecture, the quote unquote Winning Rome Part 2, Give Back to Caesar, featuring Blue Pillar 44, aka Pope Pablo, aka Blue Orleans, and your good brother Red Pillar. All right, let me see everybody in the chat room. Give me some emojis if you either got yourself a ticket or you plan on getting a ticket and you're gonna be in the building with us on Monday to pull up and whatnot, both on live stream and live in the ATL, all of my ATLians and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just taking the temperature. Seen them Gucci long from. Okay. I see that I will be present. Okay, I see the emojis coming through. Shout out to all of y'all. All right. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody pulling up. I look forward to being in the building with y'all. We're gonna deliver some things. Before we get out of here, I want you briefly, Blue, to just speak about your New Orleans experience and what it meant to you.
Damn, again, yeah, you know, I get real lengthy with my stories.
Yeah, do the short version though.
Yeah, New Orleans was, I guess, like a homecoming. It was a long time coming. I've never been there. It was my first time going in the beginning of July for Essence Fest, and it was long overdue. So the minute I had drove into the city, literally that very minute when I crossed the Mississippi River and got into the city, a voice in my head said, "This is a funerary city." You know what I'm saying? This is like a scorpionic city. And it wasn't a minute after that that I seen a 30-foot billboard on the right side of the highway advertising funeral parlors, like, you know, like in the A, like how they might advertise dentists or insurance or lawyers.
I saw that in Puerto Rico heavy, but go ahead.
And then they had children on it, and it was like Brother's Keeper. And I'm like, God damn, like, you throwing the children on a funeral? So I'm like, I get what's going on. The babies is dying out here. And I got to the city, and I think I went to the Mississippi River. I probably hit Canal Street first. Hit Canal Street. Went to Convention Center, set up. Then I hit Canal Street, and I'm like, okay, damn, everybody drunk. This shit is wet. And I went by the Mississippi River, and I looked in it, and a voice in my head was like, I seen things that I can't forget that you never want to see. You know what I'm saying? So the water, the muddiness of that water, the memory that's in that water, us being water signs ourselves, but also, you know, born on the 14th. That 14 is you know, a very key number when it deals with that water energy. And yeah, it was just the murkiness of it. The ancestors that I was able to see on that water was just so thick. There was just so much going on. It's like the blood or the mud of this country. It's a main artery. It's a main artery of this country. very mystical, ancient artery, old as mud, literally. And I hadn't even, got the full introduction to what I would be encountering through the rest of my trip there, learning the history, meeting the people, touching the land, grounding in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Spending the day in Congo Square, just really feeling, walking through all Treme. It was one of the most, and I left there. I fell in love. I fell in love with the island, because to me it's like an island. You feel me? It's like a tropical island in a swamp. That's the best way that I would describe New Orleans. And it's the underworld, because you're below sea level. You're below earth, automatically. And it's the bottom of a bourbon bottle, because it's where distilled spirits and the spirits to walk the land, are one and one and the same. And it's the murder capital right now. So all of those fresh spirits being sent up, all of that death, it's a city that pays ode to Black Death. It is the cathedral of Black Death in this country. It is the spirit center, and the spirit, the nerve point, of this country, but specifically, quote unquote, Black America that exists throughout this country and ripples diasporically because of its connections to France. It connects to Haiti automatically. It connects to West Africa and Senegal, and ultimately to Congo, and other places through and through. It's the birthplace of jazz and Black music, which again makes it the belly button, the pinnacle point of the body politics of what melanated people are, as well as the heart, because that's where the drum is. So it's so many things, but also it's the home to the oldest cathedral in the country, called St. Louis Cathedral, located on Jackson Square, right off the riverbanks of the Mississippi Delta. And the entire city is built around that oldest church. It's a triple steeplechase gold church. It was burnt down 3 times. And it is the home to the Archdiocese of New Orleans, which next to the Archdiocese of New York is the most important archdiocese in this country. And we'll explain why at the lecture. Peace.
Oh man, we're gonna go in on the archdiocese ecclesiastical. We got some powerful information on the perspective, because this is about perspective. This is about rearranging the way that we see things. This is about perception and perspective, narrative, the ideas and concepts that we've been sold, that they've been lying to us. Remember, Rome is the home of the forked tongue. They've been basically casting spells on us through these falsehoods and through these lies, and by hiding, because one lie begets another lie, begets another lie, begets another lie. So they've been trying their best to basically cover all of these, the truth from coming out, and that's something that they're gonna have a hard time doing during what is known as this quote unquote great reawakening, aka the great reset, aka the rise of the dead. You know what I mean? Because the dead are rising up, the sleeping giants have waken up. This is a whole new, this is not like when the people woke up in 2012. Oh, go ahead.
This analogy, right? Even according to, again, I could roll out scripture from today, just today alone, to show you that we in them days and times, right? But with that being said, you know what I'm saying? They say that during the times of rapture, they say first Michael comes. So we in the month of Michael, Michael is born, Michael's born days, Michael's coming, right? And he comes with the legions. And then they say that Jesus comes from the underworld, where he is still in captivity, or quote unquote dead, until his resurrection. And then he brings those that are also in, because they say that them niggas is in the holding pens until they, right, get GI'd and everything and sent up north to the upper room. They said that them niggas is in the holding pills. They still in the why me pens. Like, why me? Y'all niggas got me in hell still. They're like, yeah, because Jesus is still comatose. He's in a fucking tomb. Where's this nigga at? But according to scripture, they say that he's in hell until rapture. When he comes out from that point, breaks these things. So them niggas is praying to somebody that's not even there. The fucking house is empty. Nobody's been answering the phone because you niggas should be prostrating on your head like Muslims calling on this nigga. You look into the sky, he ain't even up there.
He downstairs.
He's downstairs with his.
Jesus in the basement.
He ain't even outside. Yeah. Look.
God damn.
They got to pull up, man.
Jesus under the stairs. Look, y'all, man. We at the 2-hour mark. We are at the 2-hour mark. You know, Blue Orleans is just getting warmed up. You know what I'm saying?
Am I making shit up?
Huh?
Am I making any of this shit up?
At all.
Is this not what they fucking books say?
It's what it says.
All right, then. I don't even know what's left to talk about.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, somebody said, what scripture did you get that from? Underworld?
Underworld?
That he's in Underworld.
He gets released. He has to grab the people that are still not occupying heaven because they get released in rapture, and then he brings them up with him. Is that not what scripture says?
That's what it says.
He's in an empty heaven. His parishioners and followers are not with him. He's with them. And then he returns to the right hand of the Lord. Right? Then what is the second coming about? He's supposed to vanquish evil finally. I'm like, nigga, you know where it's at. It's in the place where they got you hung up at, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? What, is the devil running from God? Is he hiding or something? Is God not omnipresent and omnipotent? Don't fuck with me, okay?
Right.
Thank you.
God's supposed to be everywhere.
Stop it.
Even in hell. But with that being said, you know,
I mean, let's go. The Kemetic narrative says that Osiris or Osir goes to hell every night on a solar disk. He brings the sun to hell, right?
Right.
And he be doing, you know, like when the warden used to walk through with the white shirts.
Yeah, he'd be doing a walkthrough.
This shit, for the walkthrough and niggas jump on the gate.
They do a count.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the count.
Yeah, niggas start snitching or telling them, yo, son, you know, I gotta, you know, they make grievances. Or they be like asking for favors, like, yo, I need this X, Y, and Z.
Hold on real quick. Somebody said that they went to the website for the August 8th and they don't see the online version. The ticket is the ticket. Even if you purchase and you're coming in live to the venue, you're going to have to just show it on your phone and whatnot. So whatever, you know, there is no distinction. The live ticket is the live stream ticket. So it's the same. Everybody will receive the link for the live stream the day of. And if you're coming in person, all you have to do is show proof of your purchase via your KTL University receipt. But go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta let them know that you know. That was
I'll let them know. I'll let them know that.
Yeah.
That part.
So yes, so thank you for that question, family in the chat, so he could explain that. But yes, my brother, like I said, I don't want to, you know, continue going on and on because I could just talk for days and I want to save some for this presentation and I want to present myself properly because it could just sound like sometimes that I'm rambling. I'll just be shooting at the fucking hip, but God damn it, I'd be damned if I don't got receipts. That's why I can talk like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The shit might sound wild style crazy, but shit, when a nigga line them receipts up, right? It reads like a narrative. I ain't making none of this up.
Yes, sir.
Might be putting a little embellishment on it for effects, but I ain't making it up.
So the whole thing about the pigs being reanimated, they reanimated their cells. Does that have anything to do with preserving the dead? Because that spoke to me when I read that today. They had a breakthrough.
A redistribution and a reinitiation of the curse of Ham.
Right.
Which is a recurring theme from 2020 when our people allegedly gained their freedom as the children they were under the curse of Ham in 2019 after being in captivity after 400 years, according to Genesis 13:15.
Right.
Right?
So
So,
16.
yeah, who are you? That's the fucking question everybody wants to know, nigga. Okay, you got the Bible and you're reading it. Who are you in the Bible? Because you are so intricately involved in it at this point. Who do you identify yourself as? That's the issue right there. When you read the book, who do you see yourself as? Because that's going to tell me who you see your God as. And that's going to tell me everything else that I need to know. So who do you see yourself as in scripture, playing this role or this part? Because we are all under what's called a Jesus Christ of narrative. Because if I ask you what's today's date, you're going to tell me it's what? What's today's date?
Today's the 5th or the 6th for that matter, August, huh?
Give me the whole date. Let me see the light.
August the 6th, 2022?
That's evidence enough right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're under the cross, the clock and the calendar of Christianity.
That part.
They control your time, right? This matrix, this construct, these years that we profess to use as our metric measuring points. This is how we gauge our reality, by using these metrics. But it's not. It's this time ain't real in regards to, yes, it's man-made because it's a construct based on a consortium of time starting after a particular time. But in people's mind, that erase all time that came before that, because you don't know how to read that shit. You can't track or trace yourself prior to anything from 2022 years ago. You don't even know how to navigate in that space with no coordinates. You know what I'm saying? But you constantly are showing relics and evidence of your ancient primordial self. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you disattach from the memory of it, but it keeps coming through. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like before, I would say that I'm looking at brothers in Philly, or like a Rick Ross is saying, yo, that brothers, they rocking Sooners. I would say them brothers is from Suma. Right? Think about the Sumerian beards.
Right.
And how they
big
like really poofs like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Akkadian and Sumerian beards.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah, you know, yeah, time is something that you know, I really can't wait to put this book out with me and Al-Keeb along, because we really start explaining these concepts about time and how we can properly readjust to understanding it, because you have to have a concept. You have to control that concept that you have of time, where you're able to coexist in this false reality and a one that you have created for yourself, where you understand time for what it is. And then there's an interplay between the two where you exist right now. You got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, right? But you still have to be fully engaged. Right? Because nobody wants to run out of time, but they say it's not real. But nobody wants to run out of it.
Right.
And it's, right? They
like
say
you can't buy time. That's something that you can't buy. It's the most precious thing. Time ain't real. It don't exist. Like, you confused.
Yeah, which one is it?
Brother, see the truth? Click the link that you see right there pinned, right? The yellow thing that says Know the Ledge Media. When you click on the hyperlink that says www.KTL University, that will take you to the website where you'll see the August 8th tickets for the for Monday's event, for the Lionsgate lecture that we'll be doing on When in Rome. So like I said, I'm gonna let you go because we passed the 2-hour mark, and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to take too much of your time, good brother. I know that you have to prepare for the Invest Fest, and I know that you also have to prepare for this upcoming lecture. And
Yeah,
I'm
I do.
gonna be mindful of that.
And I gotta
We,
prepare for club tomorrow night.
and we got to do the club tomorrow night. Is that party officially on, the after party for the Invest Fest?
Yes.
All right. So you heard it first from Poe Pablo. We are going to have the official after party for the Invest Fest at our spot. We doing it at Saddam's Palace, or we going to do it at the
We're doing that at the Gold Room.
at the Gold Room, 25 Bennett? That's
20,
the Addy?
yes.
25 Bennett Street, Buckhead, Georgia, Buckhead, Atlanta, 25 Bennett Street. The doors open at 9 p.m., correct?
10.
10 p.m. Doors will open up. Come and
Yeah,
shake a leg.
And so 10, yeah, we open at 10.
Yeah. We're going to have plant-based, alkaline, good food, live food. Mama Tassili's is also a part of our menu. She has her food in there and her desserts as well. Blue Pill, he makes this cake. He makes this pie that you gotta have. He makes this banging ass these chickpeas and kale and whatnot. I don't know too much about that drink, the Blue Pill drink, but the food is banging. I'm just playing. Look at his face. You know, I'm just saying, man, I want my drink to sell out, man. Nah, but he got the banging drinks. The blue pill, what is that? The mojito, the blue pill mojito is lit. Good mint leaves. The shit is popping. We turning up. We having fun. We listening, huh?
And I acquired these today as well. The family. We got Delta 8.
Right. Pre-rolls?
No, these are cigars.
Ooh, bossy. Delta 8 cigars, y'all. Talk black to me.
Yeah.
And do we have the CBD hookahs?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't do tobacco hookahs. That's basuda. We don't do that. We do the CBD hookahs, and the shit tastes. It got some mint in it, peppermint. It tastes good. I promise you that it's like you don't get no head rush. You know what I mean? And men shouldn't be smoking hookahs either. Pause. That's like eating a glizzy. What else you got?
Yeah, so this is some of the Delta 8 hookah. You feel me? And it has a mint component, so it really like gives your chest an effervescent feel. It opens up your lungs. You know what I'm saying? It really is giving you a healing property, and people get a buzz because it's Delta 8.
Yeah.
I never understood the concept that you smoking, but you're not getting nothing from it. That was totally baffling to me. So I found a solution to that. And I did, like I said, these cigars as well, because I never really understood that concept that you're going to smoke it, but not inhale it. You can inhale these. Feel me? So, there's going to be a lot of alternative means and methods for you to have a very exciting time. And most important, you'll have community and company and a safe social environment to network and enjoy yourself. So come through, 25 Bennett. It's a gold club. It's right next to the Zari's, on the same strip. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. And with that, I want to say peace. I get to work.
Yes, indeed, brother. Peace, love, and light, man. Y'all give it up for Blue Pillar, aka Pope Pablo, aka Blue Orleans. Brother came through. He understood the assignment, and he did what he had to do. And y'all do what y'all got to do. I would love to see every single one of y'all in the building on Monday. I'm gonna turn the cameras on Zoom and let y'all go crazy and do y'all thing and talk y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what y'all do. And we're gonna have fun on Monday. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves on this Lionsgate. I remember two lions in Lionsgate is when the first time I did Boo Food, which is MEO5 DMT with Uncle Hanky in New York City a few years ago. That was my Lionsgate ritual. My life changed that day. I promise you, for the better. That part, you know what I'm talking about? My life definitely upgraded as a result of tapping into what is called the toad medicine. Now I'm not pushing that on anybody. I'm not even soliciting it to anybody. I'm just giving you some insight on what I do to ritualize the Lion's Gate throughout the years. So this year, my ritual is to kick a mud hole through the chest of these colonizers for once and for all, and to accelerate the fall. Shit is falling, and it's time to accelerate it. I'm the nigga that's gonna push you down the stairs while you falling. You know what I'm talking about? That part is just a figure of speech, though. I'm not that cruel. But but the lady who set up Emmett Till, it's on site. You know what I'm talking about? That she's like 80 years old. I told you we was gonna put a triple fat goose on her, duct tape her, and just ride around in the fucking flatbed until she spontaneously combustes and whatnot. Because we need to bring her to justice. You know what I'm saying? The shit that
Yeah,
happened to Emmett Till is unacceptable.
it is that was a horrendous injustice, and it created such a black hole that that's what spawned the civil rights movement.
Yeah, we
And
spoke on that.
yeah, so many layers are attached to that body. You know what I'm saying? So much is knotted up. You feel me? In that ritual.
Yeah, one of the drillers need to go get her.
Uh,
Spend a nursing home or something, like, redeem yourself, little niggas.
yeah, but we'll talk about it. All right.
That part. So we out, family. Once again, like I said, love and light to everybody in the building. We will see y'all on. I don't know. I don't even know if there's a Melanin Monday. If it is a Melanin Monday, it'll probably be 30 minutes before we begin our lecture, just to let you niggas know that we're in the building. I'm talking about to catch up. But we will be at the Invest Fest this week. Everybody that's pulling up for the Brother Panics event. We got the after party in Buckhead at the spot, 29 Bennett Street. Everybody in town for the Invest Fest.
25. 25.
25 Bennett Street, the gold room. It's a gold door. It's all gold. You can't miss it and whatnot. It's lit. You know what I'm saying? It's a movie. So I look forward to seeing all of y'all beautiful faces when y'all do pull up, and we're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna drink one, and we're gonna toast to the future, and we're gonna eat some kale salad together. That part. You feel me? And make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, show some leave a tip at the table for the cloth, for the food for thought. I'm gonna leave it right there. I don't know where my moderator is at, but it's late. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We got to bring back Little Goddess too. It's the search for her. She's in the Discord, building her own universe and whatnot. Shout out to the Netaverse Discord. Shout out to Little Goddess, and shout out to everybody that's been doing that work behind the scenes. Huh?
Shout out to the team.
Yeah, shout out to Now Meta. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Little Goddess. You know what I mean? And Pool, the Hootie, all of y'all. We see you. Love and light to y'all. You know what I'm talking about? And with that being said, go and catch that episode of high level conversations. When you finish watching mine, go and check out Blues. You know what I'm talking about? He did his thing. He melted that. And and then in August 19th,
as did yourself, right?
Yeah, we both melted that. And then for my brothers and sisters in the DMV area, VA and whatnot, we are pulling up to the Richmond, Richmond area, August 19th. the Pillar Prophecies and the Facts Initiative 2022. This is when we get hardcore solutions and we get to it, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? We get to it. And make sure when y'all see this drink drop, the Red Pillar, cherry and lime, you know what I mean? Shout out to Hemplade. My brothers at Hemplade, they just put together some hemp iced tea, and my face is on the cover and whatnot. We're gonna have the blue drink as well. You know, we getting into the beverages, man. We getting all in there. You know, the brand is strong. You know what I'm talking about? D-Sauce and the other dude broke up, so I guess we got to fill in their place. But that part, with that being said,
Peace, love, and light, y'all.
Peace, love, and light.